Alright, welcome back. Okay, so spotting post effects. Let me just pause this. I have just gone into test flight in a Soviet plane, and I've just taken off, and I'm going to look at that red flashing dot in the field. Oh, it's over there, look. Right, so I'm just going to get a little bit closer, and then I'm going to pause the game. Right, so I'm looking at the dot. I've zoomed in and I'm looking at that dot, that truck, and I'm going to pause. I'm going to, well, press escape. Okay, right. So this is how I set my graphics up to make things pop out off the ground. Now, as I said, these settings may be different to yours, but the method of getting to the settings is probably the same. So, first of all, I go into Options. Now, I don't usually fly with this. I don't fly with normal anti-aliasing. I don't use that. I've never used it. I feel it makes everything blurry, as if people have put Vaseline on the lens. So I only use extra AAA when I'm doing screenshots or replays, but I've left it on just to show you. And now I'm going to press Post Effects, and I'm going to put this over here, and I'm going to look at that dot. So you can see the truck here. I'm going to look at that. I'm trying to keep my head still, but it's not easy. I don't use vignette. That just makes, you can see what it does. I never use that. Oh, there we go. No FX. So if I put high quality, I don't know why that's on, because I never had it on. I had it on earlier. Oh, I don't know. You can almost see. It's very difficult to see. The compression of the YouTube video, you might not be able to see it, but the display has gone a bit soft when I've got After Effects on. So if I turn that off, it gets a little bit sharper. Now, I use color correction, contrast, and I use polynom with all these sliders. But if you go to Cockpit Sharpness, which is this one, I don't bother with them because I don't use them. But Cockpit Sharpness, if I look at the cockpit, you can see, if you look at one of those dials, if I mess around with it, you can see how sharp and dull things are getting. Now I like it up here, but if you look at that dot, when you have it low, you can see, well, it looks a bit smoky, but when you move it up, it looks a lot sharper, and you can see the truck is standing out a lot more. But if you go too far, it starts to blend in with the rest of the ground. So I leave it around about here, and it's starting to look a bit good now. As I said, these settings, I've got it just how I want it, but I'm just trying to show you what it looks like when it's bad. Contrast, that's default. I mean, you could go through all these yourself and see which one looks better. That looks horrible. Film looks silly. Desaturated, I've not seen that one. Some people like... no, that's silly. So anyway, I have it in contrast. Some people like Reinhardt, but I like polynom. Reinhardt, that looks a bit too cloudy, but I have polynom on. And what I did, I don't want to mess up my settings. What I did is I went through all these settings. If I go to this one, I can't mess it up, can I? Oh God. And I just fiddled around with them until, see, obviously that's a bit extreme. So I just fiddled until everything just, that's not too bad actually. And just keep fiddling until that truck pops out. Now the white balance is on 4 here. And you see, that's obviously not good, is it? So that's all I've done. I've gone to contrast, I've gone to polynom, and I've fit. Well, you can copy these if you want, but I don't suppose everyone's got the same monitor as I have. And I fiddled with these until that was all sharp. As I said, I don't use anti-aliasing at all. Cockpit sharpness, contrast, polynom. And that's how I got everything to stand. Because I remember when I was booming and zooming, I always lose things when they fly over the ground or over trees and such. You can't get it perfect, but that's as good as I can probably get it. Another thing I was told, I don't know if it's true or not, but if you turn haze off, no, I don't think. Oh, I messed it up. Control. Oh God. Get off. If you turn haze off, I don't know if that's any better or not. But I was told that if you turn haze on, it was better. But I don't know if it is. It might be. Well, you could try that anyway. But I've turned it back on. Oh. Does that make it? It's hard to tell, but I've heard that if you turn haze on, it's easy to see things, but I'm not sure. But as I said, that's all I've done to make things pop. And obviously, because you've paused, you can look at a target. Where is it? And this is the best method I can think of. You can pause, look at a target, and then just play around until it starts to pop out. But as I said, the cockpit sharpness is probably the best thing, because you don't want it too blurry, and you don't want it too sharp. So as I said, I have it around there. Yeah, contrast is just slightly sharper than default, and none doesn't really do anything. So contrast is a bit, as I said, YouTube compression. You might not be able to see any difference at all. Really, you might not be able to even see the truck. But if you do it on your computer, as I said, this is probably the best way to do it. So that's how I've done it. And now I can see it. Well, I can't see it there, but it does pop out when you get close enough. There it is. There, look. So there you go. That's all I've done. I know some people don't like jaggies, but I had a Commodore 64, so I don't mind jaggies. Oh, I thought I was in the Canon model. I'm not. I'm not in the Canon model. Oh well. Well, there you go. As for silhouettes, there's no easy answer. And recognising planes, you just got to keep playing until you recognise silhouettes. I know in realistic you get the big red marker saying what it is, and it does kind of. When you're playing realistic, you can hardly see the plane with all the red dots in the way. But the more you play, the more you get to realise what planes are what, unless it's a premium, of course. And then you've got to get close enough to recognise the colours it's wearing. But yeah, I can see that truck very, very clearly now. Your graphics may not look nice, but you can see what you're looking at. And that's it, really. So there you go. That's all for now. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you later.